live with Tao. Becoming aware of yourself, a benediction. The entire process of transformation is how to become aware of yourself. Human mind, we operate like an auto camera. Every moment light is coming out on you, falling on objects, bringing images, bringing thoughts through perception or anything. This is normal. This is normal. But when it comes to relationship, it is always said, or we hear saying, that he makes me angry all the time, or she makes me angry all the time. It seems as if we have given the remote control to the others. If there is one television screen, and there are 3 or 4 screens, 3 or 4 controls, and all those people who are sitting in the living room are having one control each, you cannot see what it is happening. When the light comes out of the camera, it captures whatsoever is there in front of it. If a flower is there, it will capture the flower. If there is a thought, it will capture the thought. If there is, camera will not capture thoughts, so let us look at it. If there is a flower, it will capture the flower. If there is a man or a woman or scenery, it will capture that. Whatsoever it is in front of that, it will capture. So can it be said that flower is eager to be captured, or this person is eager to be captured? No. The only thing is, this flower, this person, this object is within the focus of the camera, your camera. If something is far off, you will not be able to capture. Your eyes will not be able to capture it. Or if something is not, the eyes, because of cataract or anything, is not able to see, then it will not capture clearly. When your camera light from your camera through the eyes goes out and comes back unconditioned without capturing an image, it comes back as it has gone. It brings nothing itself except your awareness. Then this is a circle of energy, moves out of you and comes back empty. Now I give you an example that happens on a day-to-day basis. We are walking through a busy shopping mall or a street. There are so many things that you are seeing, but not everything is being captured by your camera. Some things may be attractive, but it is not capturing your attention, and its image is not coming into you. Your image is coming only of certain objects that has a link with you. Sometimes you may capture the image of a smartphone or a dress or a shoe or something else. But not every image is coming back to you. Have you wondered why why your energy, when it goes out, captures a specific image? Is that image forcing it to be captured by your camera? The reason is there is something in you that is being attracted towards that object, and when light goes out of your camera, it captures it. It captures it. Otherwise not. And when there is you walk around the house, you have, like say, let us say there is a function going on at home. There are many people. Not everyone can be captured in your camera. You are walking through the house. You are living, there are children, there are husbands, there is wife, there is other elders. Only a particular person is captured by your camera, or his thought or his image is captured by you. When your light goes out, light is going out continuously, but a process has to come when it does not bring back anything with it. That is where act of meditation is. You are meditative. A light is going out of you and the camera is not capturing anything. The light went out and comes back empty. Energy moving not to something else but within you. That's the movement of the energy begins within itself, creating a circle within you. Then there is no one else, only you moving within yourself. This movement becomes self-knowledge, self-illumination. Basically, all the meditation techniques are based on this. If this has begun to happen, you are walking through, your husband passes in front of your camera, his gesture or her gesture may be captured in your camera, and now you are processing that information in different ways. When this is not happening to you, you are not concerned about anything. The other has become a stranger, just as when you are walking through a busy street, there are many things about who or about who you are totally unconcerned, and these do not create any disturbance to you, their presence or not presence. That means the light goes out of your camera, it does not capture anything because those things are not of your interest. You become totally unconcerned about it, or unaffected by the presence or absence of the person. Sometimes, out of anger or anything there, we become unaware of the presence of something or sometime. And when you become unaware of the presence or absence of the person consciously, then the act of meditation begins. This knowledge that comes when the camera captures an image or a particular gesture, and you process that gesture. It captured a flower. You see it now, it is being analyzed. Its color is red, Its petals are velvety, and its fragrance is enchanting. It draws the conclusion based on the information that it is a rose flower, it is a red rose. If it captures the image as you come out of your bedroom and it captures the image of your spouse, a gesture is captured. Now that gesture is being processed. Because of that, thoughts are coming in. Sometimes the other has not said anything, just the look of that person creates a disturbance within you. So there are two types of knowledge. Knowledge of the objects, so the other, your spouse has become an object, just as the flower has become the object, and the flower has done nothing. It did not say to capture me or anything. Your light that came out of your eyes, camera, it captured the image. Now this image is being processed, the result has come in. A person is just walking and in front of you, and he just does a gesture, and you feel that he's trying to that person is trying to show off his wealth, his strong body or anything. If you are of a weak structure and the person is tall or anything, he may be just doing a natural, but it will capture, and the processed image will be that he is trying to show his valor or courage or his money or prestige or his status in front of you, and you feel disturbed. So this is objective knowledge. The other knowledge is that of subjectivity, knowledge of the known, the knowable, the knowable of the knower. And a man can know millions and millions of things. He can become acquainted with the whole world. But if he is not aware of the knower, one who knows, he is still ignorant. That is what is happening. When you come out of the university, you know so many things. You are given credentials, honors, that now you can capture anything. You can know anything. You can know about stars, planets, this and that and so. But you do not have answer to simple questions that life asks on a day-to-day basis. You have no understanding of your own emotions, your own feelings. You are ignorant. He may be knowledgeable, but he is not considered as wise. And for wisdom, knowledge is not necessary. He may have collected much information. He is like a computer. Computer has information but does not have wisdom. So your mind becomes computerized. It has information but not wisdom. But the basic thing is, which makes one a knower, is lacking. He is not aware of himself. There is an Upanishad wherein the story comes, that of Shwetketu. His father was a saint, mystic himself. His name was Udalak. He sent his son Shwetketu to a master, to a Gurukul, to learn. And Shwetketu learned all the Upanishads. He had remembered them by heart, the sutras of Vedas and everything that was possible humanly. So he is returning home. Father sees him from the window. He is arrogant. The moment you have too much of information into you, that brings arrogance into you, your walk will be of a different quality. As compared to when you are wise or full of wisdom. You would have seen sometimes it happens. There is a session, there is a talk is happening. So there are someone who continues even in the classroom. If a child knows the answer, the teacher has asked a question, the children raise their hands saying that to be the first that I know, and there are many hands are raised. The one that who is wise in that situation, he will not. There, if you look into his eyes, only then, when he has no other option but to speak, then he will speak. He will not initiate. Why should I bother or waste my energy? These people are not interested in knowing. If somebody is interested in knowing, then I will speak. Otherwise, no point. So these talks, Live with Tao, Tao Overflows, has been created as a forum to speak to those people who are interested in. And you will come only when you will feel not to gather knowledge, but to know yourself. So he comes back home. He had passed all the examinations. He has been like that student who comes out of the university with, he was graduated from the university, spending 20-25 years of his precious life. He has gained honors and credentials. He has passed all the exams well. He comes out of the university. All that the master could give him, he had collected. He had become, in that situation, you will become very egoistic. Sometimes you will observe that people are anxious, even if nobody asks to speak. When he reached his father, his home, the first thing the father asked Shwetketu, what this? You seem to be too much filled with knowledge. And your knowledge is making you egoistic. The way you walk, the way you have entered the house. I have only one question to ask you. Have you known that knowing which everything becomes known? Have you known that who knows all? Or having known, knowing which everything becomes known? You are gathering the information about this, that, and so. Have you learned the technique of operating the computer, of deciphering the information? Have you known that by knowing which everything is known? Have you known yourself? Shwetketu said, but there was no course for it in the school by the master, and the master never discussed it. I have known everything that can be known. You ask me anything and I will answer you like a parrot. You can know each verse of Bhagavad Gita or anything. You can become a Google search. Anything you ask Google, instantaneously it gives you the information. But does Google understand the meaning of a particular verse that it brings out immediately in front of your screen? When you put it, Bhagavad Gita, verse 19, chapter 2, it will immediately bring it out. Does it knows the meaning? Whatever has been infused into it, it only surfaces that. So you have become a Google search. Shwet Ketu has become just like a Google search. Anything you want to know, you search in Google and you will get the answer. You will get that verse. There was no course for it in the school and the master never discussed it. I have known everything. I have become a Google search. You can ask me anything and I will know it. So one day someone asked that you must know all the verses of Bhagavad Gita by heart. I said, I do not, but I have a creature that knows everything verbatim. He is a Google search. He said, who is that? I said, that is my parrot. He knows everything. You ask him anything and he will know the answer of it immediately. He will immediately repeat the verse. So you have become a Google search. Shwet Ketu has become like a Google search. He said to his father, you ask me anything that I can answer you. The father said, then you have to go back to the master, and unless you know that by knowing which everything is known and without knowing which nothing is known, do not come back. First know yourself. That is why in all the Upanishads, everywhere, manarfa nafsahu arfa rabbahu. One who has known himself, he has known Allah. Man arfa nafsahu arfa rabbahu. Know thyself. The knowing was, Shwet Ketu went back and asked his master, my father says I cannot be allowed to go back home. I cannot be welcomed there because he says that in the family we have been Brahmins not only by birth but by way of being knower of Brahma, knower of, that is what Brahman means, one who knows Brahma by birth. So he said, unless you become a real Brahman, not by birth but by knowing, you are not allowed. That's why it is said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am ever expanding consciousness. Aham Brahma Asmi. The teacher said, but that is totally a different thing that cannot be taught. It can only be caught. All that can be taught, I taught you, and this is something which cannot be taught. So you have to do one thing. You simply be available for it. It cannot be directly taught. You simply be receptive. Someday it will happen. Now you take these cows, all the cows from the ashram, and go to the forest and remain there until the cows become 1,000. So Shwet Ketu goes in the forest along with those cows. You take the cows to the forest, remain with the cows, stop thinking, stop verbalizing, and continue there and return the day the cows become 1,000. Because something, if you know, you continue to verbalize, you continue to think about it. So thinking, verbalizing becomes the way of knowledge. The way of knowing is becoming more and more silent, more and more introspective, more and more meditative. You would have seen you watch the people, they are self-talking. That is, the inner verbalization is going on. Remain with the cows, love them, be silent. As cows are silent, when cows become 1,000, you come back. So Shwet Ketu went with 400 cows to the forest, and there was no use of thinking. So in the beginning, as usual, process of verbalizing continued. He was talking to the cows. He was giving sermon to the cows, to the trees, to the rivers, all those things. This is what we do. People are not interested in you, but you are saying something. No, I have to tell you something. Why do you have to tell something? I don't need it. I am not hungry and you are forcing me to eat. Why should I eat when I am not hungry? If I need something, if I need to know from you, I will ask. If not, why should I be bothered? The story is very beautiful. The story says in the beginning he was verbalizing, but eventually he forgot to count the cows. Because if language disappears, verbalizing disappears, everything disappears. He forgot how to count. How to count. He forgot when he had to return. The story is beautiful. Then one day cow said to Shvetketu, now we have become 1,000, and remember the master has said when we become 1,000 we have to return. We have to go. Now time has come to go back to the master's place. Shvetketu came back and the master said to the other disciples, seeing him, look, count the cows. There are 1,001 cows returning. He was standing amidst the cows, silent, just being there as a presence. You are just as a presence wherever you are. In your house, in front of your spouse, in front of your children, you are just like a presence. The light goes out of you, but it does not capture anything in you. He was standing amidst the cows, silent being, just being present there, with no thoughts, with no mind, just like a cow, pure, simple and innocent. This is the meaning of innocence. When in front of a spouse, in front of flowers, nothing happens to you. You have become one like a flower. There is a Zen story about like this. The person was a painter and he was painting bamboos. Each time when he bring the painting, the master said, now it is not alive as yet. That I will explain another time. So the master said, you need not enter. Now go back to your father's house. You have known that which is to be known, and knowing which everything becomes known. It has happened to you. Why have you come back again to me? It has happened to you. It happened. When there is no object in your mind to know, nothing. There is a spouse in front of you. There is no need to know what is going on in his mind or her mind. When the mind is not filled by thoughts, when you see a flower, your mind is filled with thoughts. Many kind of thoughts comes to you. When you see your spouse and a small gesture, many thoughts begin to come to your mind. When there is not even a single ripple, the surface of the water has become motionless. There is no waves arising on the surface, no ripples arising on the surface of the surface. You are all alone. There is nothing other than you. Obviously, you will become aware of yourself. And for the first time, you become filled with yourself. Self-illumination happens. You are not filled with your spouse or all that is happening around you. A state of meditation has happened. So whatever I am saying, this is one of the fundamental foundational sutras of life and living. enough for now, this moment.